Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the astrological reading for the month of June 2017 for all signs. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please write to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. Okay, let's start. In June 2017, the full moon happens on the 9th of June at 18 degrees and 53 minutes of Sagittarius, and then the new moon happens on the 24th of June at 2 degrees and 47 minutes of the sign of Cancer. So what does this mean, for instance, for you, Aries? For you, Aries, this full moon is going to happen. This full moon in Sagittarius is going to happen in your 9th house, and it's not going to have a lot of good aspects. So, for some of you, it might be connected with, finishing up college or university studies, but maybe you finish up in a not in a very pleasant way. You don't have the grades that you wanted, or you feel victimized by the grades that you have, or some of you might even fail some university studies. Others, or you might not enter the university that you wanted. You might get a reply and you don't get the university that you wanted. Others, it's the end of a trip to abroad, but it didn't go well. Someone lost your bags, your luggage, something like that. It really didn't go well and you really didn't enjoy it. Others, it could be like some sort of conflict with a brother-in-law, sister-in-law. You feel like you're being cheated by brother-in-law and sister-in-law, something like that. They're deceiving you, and that comes to light. Anyway, another way of reading it is that there might be some sort of court case that comes out. Finally there's a court case, like some sort of decision, and you don't like that decision. You feel victimized, Aries, and you really don't like it at all. So the new moon on the 24th of June in Cancer, where does it happen in your case? It happens on the 4th house. It's a better lunation. So there's new beginnings connected with, for instance, the house where you live, your living situations. Maybe you have a roommate. Maybe there's like a new member in the family, a new child. Maybe your younger sibling comes to live with you. Some of you might be changing to another house, to another place. And generally it really seems a bit better. Okay, so also could be new beginnings within your family, your close family. So it doesn't mean necessarily with you, but it could be your sibling, for instance, even your mother, your father. So now let's go on to the next sign, which is Taurus. Taurus. How will July be for you? The full moon. The full moon in Sagittarius, in your case, Taurus, it happens in your 8th house, and this is not a very good full moon, I'm sorry to say. So it could be a tax, you get a tax, bill, and it's more than you expected, and you thought you had paid it. If you have a credit card, there's all sorts of hidden fees that suddenly you have to pay. For others, it could be like a death in your environment. It could be like a friend who passes away. I hope not, but it could be that. Others, it could be like the end of an affair with a friend. So maybe you had like an affair with a friend, or an intimate relationship with a friend, and it ends. Okay, then Taurus, the new moon in Cancer. In your case, it happens in your 3rd house. So these are new, and this moon is a bit better. These are new beginnings connected with your siblings. For instance, your sibling might have a child, might have a son or a daughter. It might be new beginnings connected with communication. You might, if you do lectures, for instance, Taurus, so you might have lots of, lots of lectures to give to, lots of talks. Other way of reading it, you might be getting a lot of messages also from your friends. You know, they might be congratulating you for something. Others, you might have a new car. I'm sorry, and it might be like a business, a great deal. So it's, I would say that generally it's positive. It's more positive than the full moon that happened in Sagittarius. Now let's go to Gemini. Gemini. How the month of June will be for you, Gemini. The full moon in Sagittarius happens in your 7th house, so, and it's not a good moon, so it's not a good lunation. So for some of you there might be a separation, even a divorce, you know, from your spouse or from your partner, but this is not something that comes out of the blue. It's something that maybe you have had problems with. Some of you might have had problems with a spouse, with a partner, and then finally around the 9th of June you just decided to call it quits. Another way of reading it, it could be like a contract that it's signed, connected with your job, with your career, your profession, but you don't have a good deal, and people might be deceiving you. Your boss, you know, a boss figure, an authority figure connected with your work might be deceiving you in connection with this new contract related to your profession, to your career. For others, it could be an ending connected with the life of your second child, you know, second son, second daughter. So he or she might, you know, find this an ending or culmination. He or she might have this great new job and really think that this is a fantastic job, and then it isn't. He or she might end a relationship or might start a relationship and thinks that this person is fabulous, and then, you know, it's not a fabulous person. And then the Gemini, the new moon in Cancer, which talks about new beginnings, happens in your 2nd house. So there's new beginnings connected with the money you earn, you know, your values. So you could be, some of you might have, like, whatever job you do, it might have to do with communication. It could even be, you know, a call center job or something like that. Or you might be buying something also, something that you value. You might value, you know, a computer, a new iPhone, something like that, something that brings value to you, Gemini. Now let's go to Cancer. Cancer, how will the month of June will be for you? In your case, the this full moon in Sagittarius, where does it happen? It happens in your 6th house, so it could be like an ending of a job for some of you, I'm sorry to say. So things didn't work out, things were not, you know, some of you might be fired, but under like there might be a lie involved with you being fired. So it's like an authority figure or some sort of court case. They just want to get rid of you. Maybe you have seniority, you know, you've been in this company for a very long time, and they don't instead of giving you all of your rights and paying you you know, properly, if they want to fire you, they just go to court and they make this lie about you and they fire you with no benefits. It could be that. For others, it could be some sort of, you know, you have to leave your job because for health reasons, you know, you have to leave your job for health reasons. For others, it could be one of your colleagues or some colleagues are fired, and these colleagues might be foreigner because they did not adapt or they were lying and cheating, something like that. Others, it could be like the end of a medical treatment, because it's not necessarily like something really bad. It could be a chronic thing, but your doctor tells you that's it, that's the end of the line, we cannot do anything else. So there's many different ways of this playing out. Another way is actually you get a new job, and this new job is connected somehow with either with foreign dealings, or it's some sort of charity job, or it's something to do with you know, law, you know. But whatever this new job is, you think one thing and it might turn out to be something else. Like you're not told that it's going to be very exhausting for you, and you are not told exactly all of your duties. So now the new moon, Cancer, in your case, it's going to happen in your first house. So it's absolutely a new beginning for you. So some of you might be actually getting a new job, indeed. And I'm thinking connected with some sort of foreign companies, foreign. I'm thinking charities, foreign charity. I don't know what it is. Others, it could be a new relationship, for instance, with someone who might be a foreigner. And others, it could be a new beginning in your life because you just become a mother or a father, and maybe this is why you have to leave your workplace for health reasons, because you're going to be a parent and you're going to be home for a few months with your child. Now, the next sign is Leo. Leo. How is the month of June going to be for you, Leo? So Leo, this full moon in Sagittarius is going to happen in your fifth house. So this is just a moment, please. Moving on, like I was saying, I was talking about Leo. So Leo, this full moon in Sagittarius happens in your fifth house. So this could be an ending of a creative project. You finish up your creative project, but you're really not happy at all with it. You know, there's like a sense that you could have done more. Or it could be that you finish up your creative project and you deliver it to be published, for instance, to a publishing house or to be sold by a gallery. But whatever you paid for it, you feel it's not enough, or you feel that they not paying you properly, or they cheating on you. Cheating in terms of the money that they should give you for this creative project. For others, it could be the end of a romantic relationship, because you find out that like a romantic partner is cheating on you, or is stealing from you, or something like that, or he didn't, or she didn't told you, something fundamental and important, and that means that you need to end the relationship. For others, and I'm not going to say it's, I'm just going to give this example. I'm not saying that this is going to be like this. It could be actually the death of a boyfriend or girlfriend. I hope not, okay? Others, it could be like a conclusion, a culmination connected with the life of your kid or one of your children. So he or she might end a relationship, he or she might start a relationship with someone, but you will not like his girlfriend or her girlfriend or something like that, or boyfriend. He or she might get a new job. He or she might lose a job. So something connected with the life of one of your kids. And then Leo, the new moon in Cancer. New moon talks of new beginnings. It's going to be on your 12th house, and this is a better lunation than the full moon. So these are new beginnings. For instance, maybe you Cancer is a very creative sign, so maybe you're not very satisfied with the work that you did about 2 weeks ago, and you decide to start a new, for instance, for some of you, creative projects. So around the 24th of June, you begin to research all you need. So you do a lot of research, and even throughout the night, and for this new project that you want to create. It could be a book, it could be a series of songs, it could be a series of paintings, whatever it is. You start working on it secretly or researching. For others, it could be a secret connected with someone in your family that comes to light, not necessarily a bad thing. It could be something not pleasant, but it depends, and it could be even something like you researching your family tree, and during your research of your family tree, you find out something that has been hidden, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be something that, you could find out that you are related to someone who was very compassionate. Another way, which is less positive, of reading this lunation, it could be that a young child in your family, it could be a sibling, I'm thinking more it could be grandson, granddaughter, it could be also niece, nephew, little cousin, even one of your kids. I hope not. But you find out that maybe this kid is from separated parents or divorced parents, and one of the parents, mother or father, took this kid away, and this kid is in your family. So maybe your sister, for instance, tells you, you don't know what my ex-husband did. He took my child and he took it to, I don't know, Chile, Venezuela, China, something like that. I hope that doesn't happen, but that's another way of reading it. Another way of interpreting this lunation is that maybe you are, for the next 2 weeks, decide to spend time just reading and relaxing and being on your own and just recharging batteries. You really don't want to be social. You just want to be with yourself and relax, and just spend time with yourself with a nice spa, with great, how do you say, recreating a spa experience in your own home. It could be that. So it depends from case to case. Now the next sign that we are going to see is the sign of Virgo. Virgo. How will the month of June be for you, Virgo? So in your case, Virgo, this lunation in Sagittarius, where does it happen? This lunation in Sagittarius, in your case, Virgo, happens in your fourth house, so it's not a very pleasant lunation. I'm sorry, it's not a very pleasant full moon. It could be endings connected with your house, with your home, the place you live. Some of you might live in one place go live in another. If you move, it's not going to be a very pleasant move. Your spouse or your partner will not like this new house, and will behave in a very passive-aggressive sort of way. So it could be like the end of renovations in your house, but things were not done properly, and there's like still water problems that are still present. For others, it could be someone in your family, close family, leaves. Now, for some of you, it could be Virgo. It could be your spouse that you leaves your house, or I'm thinking it's the partner. It's your partner, your long-term partner, who leaves the house. For others, you like selling the house, and the contract isn't very clear, or there's some sort of deception connected with the contract and connected with this house that you're selling, or you're buying a house and there's deception in lies connected with this house. Now, this house might be very expensive, and you are not told about water problems, for instance. This is the full moon, Virgo. Now the new moon, Virgo, in your case in Cancer, where does it happen? It happens in your 11th house. So it could be, you could have like a new friends coming into your life. This could be a younger female who comes into your life, and you really like to talk to her. What else? This could also be you have new plans and projects and long-term objectives for your life, and you are working on these new goals for your life around this time, around the 24th of June. For others, it could be gains from your career and from your profession, and you generally will be quite happy with these gains. For others, it could be a new beginning in the life of a friend of yours. So nothing actually happens in your life, but a friend of yours might become a mother or a father, something like that. So it depends from natal chart to natal chart. Now let's go to the next sign, which is Libra. Libra. How will the month of June be for you? Libra, in your case, the full moon in Sagittarius is going to happen in your 3rd house. So this could be like a falling out with a sibling. So maybe you were not getting along with the sibling for a very long time, at least for the last 2 years, and things were not working out. And around this time, so this might be like a very huge argument with a sibling. Others, there's no type of argument. I mean, everything is great with you and the sibling. However, you find out that your sibling is ill and there's some sort of, you know, things come to a head in terms connected with the health of your brother or sister. If it's not that, it's a neighbor. You might have some sort of words exchange or some sort of problem connected with your neighbor. If it's not that, one of your cars or your car might die, you know. Or if you're buying a new car, don't buy a new car around this time. Don't buy a new car, Libra. If you're buying a new car, it will be, how do you say, a dud. It will be a very bad car, and you will be lied to, and they will have problems that you did not anticipate. So be careful with that. If you're going to the mechanic to repair your car, it will be the same thing. Problems will not be completely resolved. Also, you have to be careful with that. This is the full moon. Now, the new moon, Libra, on the 24th of June. In your case, it happens on your 10th house. This is generally a very good new moon. So these are new beginnings connected with your career, with your profession, with your job, and you're quite happy with it. Generally, you are quite happy. There might be like a boss who's a bit of a jerk, but like a young male. But generally, it's a very good beginning in terms of career and profession. Others, it could be a new beginning connected with your public image. So you might become a parent, and that will be very visible to others. You might be engaged, you might be married, you know. Whatever it is, it's a very positive change in your public image, Libra. Now, let's move on to the next sign, which is Scorpio. Scorpio. How will the month of June be for you, Scorpio? In your case, this full moon in Sagittarius, Scorpio, where does it happen? It happens in your second house. So you won't be very happy with areas with your salary. So whatever happens connected with your salary, you might get your salary, you might get news connected with the money that you earn, and you will not be happy at all. If you do anything which is creative, the returns that you get from your creative activities, it could be writing a book, royalties, whatever, will be inferior to the ones that you thought they should be. And even someone might be lying to you in terms of the money that you should get. For others, it could be like the end of a monetary source. So maybe you had more than one financial source, not just your day job. Maybe you earn money in other ways, but it's with your effort, and one of those ways will come to an end. And it might be connected with creativity or children, for instance. So you're not going to be very pleased, Scorpio, in things connected with your money. Okay. So now the new moon, Scorpio, on the 24th of June in Cancer. It's going to happen where it's going to happen. It's going to happen in your 9th house. So it's going to be, some of you might be traveling to a foreign country, for vacation, and you'll generally have a very nice time, and you'll like it. You'll enjoy yourself a lot, and you might be traveling, near the ocean or near the river. It's connected with water, and you like it a lot. Others, it could be like you're planning. So you won't be traveling right now, but you're already planning the trip that you'll take abroad. And it might be a few months from now. And whatever this trip is, you can stay with someone in your family, so you don't have to pay for a hotel or a place to stay. So you might stay with your family. You might be traveling abroad because someone in your family who lives in another country might just have had a child, a baby. You want to go and meet the baby. Others, it could be you're getting the answer from if you're going back to college, or if you're starting college, you have very positive news connected with university of your choice. You probably got your choice, your first choice. You're going to be very happy in things connected with university studies. You're going to go to the university which you have picked. Others, it could be something related to a court case. This could be the beginning of a court case connected with a child, connected with a young child, and it could be, for instance, maybe you are you wanted to adopt a child from another country, and you need to go to court, or you need to have like court papers, and this is the beginning of that process, and it begins very well. Okay. For others, it could be determining how much you're gonna get from, it's not alimony, but child support. So you have to go to the court to get child support for your child, but it's going to go the way you want it to go. So it's positive, I would say, Scorpio. If you decide to, this could be also a connection, a deeper connection with religion, and you might start going again to church, to the synagogue, to the mosque, to whatever, to the temple, and you'll have a very positive time. You'll connect in an emotional level with your church or with your mosque or whatever. Now, moving on to the next sign, which is Sagittarius. This full moon in Sagittarius happens in your first house, and it's not going to be a very positive full moon, I'm sorry. So there's an ending or culmination in your life, and you won't like it all that much. Maybe someone exits your life, like the end of a relationship. It could be any type of relationship, it could be a partner, like a romantic relationship, but not necessarily, could even be a friendship, but or could be a relationship that ends, that's a relationship with one of your family members, like your close family members, and it ends, that doesn't end well, but maybe it needed to end. Others, it could be an ending connected with your house. So you need to move your house, you need to move to another place because there's problems with this house, and it's making you sick, it's making your family sick, and you need to leave, and you're not very happy with it. Maybe this it's an ending connected with your family, like I said. For others, it could be like you have another job, and not that this new job isn't good. It could be a very good job, but you're sad because you have to leave the city where you live, and you need to move to another place, and that's why you're not all that happy with this ending in your life. And then Sagittarius, the new moon in Cancer, where does it happen? It happens in your 8th house. It's generally a better lunation. It's generally a very good moon, a very good new moon. It's new beginnings. In your case, it's new beginnings in areas connected with shared partnerships, which shared resources. Shared resources. So maybe, for instance, you might be getting more money. Maybe you have a job 2 weeks prior. You are moving and you have a new job and you're getting more money. If it's not, or there's like a new beginning in terms of money, or it's your spouse. It could be your spouse. Maybe you have to leave where you live because your spouse got a very good job offer and you need to move because of that. And there's like a new beginning in terms of share finances, in terms of money that both of you have. And I would say that generally it's in terms of finances, I think it's very good. So if it's your spouse's earning, you're both feeling emotionally satisfied with the money that both of you have. So it's positive, okay? Maybe you can afford a nice, wonderful house, even near the ocean or near a lake or something like that. The only thing that I see here that's not really all that positive is some sort of problem with a friend, or some sort of difficulty connected with the goals that you have for yourself. So maybe this is a great job. It could be either for you or your spouse, but there's some sort of conflict with one of your objectives for your life, one of your goals. Another way of reading this, it could be a new sexual partner. I have to say this, I'm sorry. And it could be like the way you feel with this person, it's like bliss. It's absolute bliss. Or if you are already with someone, find new ways to be intimate with your boyfriend or girlfriend, with your long-term partner, with your spouse, and it's kind of the soulmate type of feeling. It's a blissful type of feeling. For others, it could be you might be reading about the occult. No, that might be something that really really just fills you with emotional satisfaction. You're reading about anything connected with the occult. For others, it could be, you're getting a grant, you're getting a scholarship, and this will allow your life to be better and easier also, Sagittarius. Now, let's go to the next sign, which is the sign of Capricorn. The sign of Capricorn. How will the month of June will be for you, Capricorn? So Capricorn, the full moon in Sagittarius in your case is going to happen in your 12th house. So a secret might come to the light, a secret might be revealed. This secret might be connected with a sibling, not necessarily it could be a bad thing, but it's just something that a sibling kept hidden from you. Now, this could be a bad thing. A sibling did something to you, lied, cheated, and you had no idea, deceived you in some manner, and you had absolutely no idea, and around the 9th of June, that's when you find out. It could be that, yes. If it's not a sibling, it could be a neighbor. A neighbor did something bad, and now suddenly it comes to light around the 9th of June. But it could be also a secret that a sibling kept from you because your sibling didn't want to worry you, Capricorn. Maybe he or she is sick, and this is what they hid from you, and now it comes to the light. It could be that. There's like another way of reading it. There's some sort of secret problem or occult problem or a problem hidden connected with your vehicle, with your car, and then it comes to light. So it could be that as well. It could be also an ending of a problem, a culmination connected with your health, your own health, but not necessarily a very positive culmination. You won't be happy. Now, I'm not saying that something bad is going to happen. Let's say you have some sort of chronic illness, and around the 9th of June, you are informed by your doctors, we have used all the medical treatments that we had available. There's nothing else, and you are stuck with this chronic issue. Not necessarily like a big thing, but you have to deal with it. I hope not, I hope not, but it could be like that. Another way of reading it. Yeah, that's it, Capricorn. Now the new moon on the 24th of June happens on 2 degrees of Cancer. 2 degrees of Cancer. In your case, it's going to happen on your 7th house. So for some of you, it could be, if you work for yourself, Capricorn, maybe you like opening up a business with a new business partner. This business partner could be a younger female, for instance. For others, it could be a contract, so a work contract. For others, there's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with you. It's a new beginning connected with your spouse, with your long-term partner. Okay, maybe they're getting a new job, for instance. So it's new beginnings connected with your wife or husband, and generally he or she is really happy about these new beginnings. Okay, Capricorn. Now moving on to the next sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius. Where does this full moon in Sagittarius happens in your case, Aquarius? In your case, this full moon in Sagittarius is going to happen in your 11th house. So for some of you, there might be a falling out with a friend, with a friendship, okay? But maybe things were not, really cool with this friend or this group of friends for a very long time, and it just, it just had to end. And maybe this friend asked money from you and now is unwilling to pay you back, and this is why you end this friendship, Aquarius. Or you need money, for instance. You need something, you need some sort of help, and you go to this friend, and this friend has told you, oh, whatever you want, and this friend has lied to you, and he or she refuses to give you money, to lend you money, and you just understand that this is not a proper friend, this is not a very good friend. Another way of reading it, it could be like an ending, like something, a goal that you have culminates. You know, you fulfill a long-term plan, a long-term project, but maybe not in the way that you wish you had fulfilled it. Why? Because you don't have the funds to fulfill it. Maybe you wanted to do something, whatever it is, you needed money to do it, but you could do it. I don't know what it is. Whatever. Let's say that your long-term project, a goal that you had for a very long time would be to travel. I don't know. Go to Italy and know Italy, you know, from north to the south. Because you don't have the money, you have to limit the time you spend in Italy. So instead of being like 6 months, it turns out to be a month. So it's a plan, a project, a goal that you achieve, but not in the way that you wanted, because you didn't have the money. For another way of reading it, this Aquarius, is that you have to let go of a project, you have to let go of a goal, because you simply don't have the funds, you don't have the money. For others, everything is okay with your friends. There's not a problem with them. You know, you don't have any type of issue with the friends in your life. But this could be something that comes to an end in the life of one of your friends. So one of your friends might lose his or her job, might get divorced, might get married even. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe you won't like very much the partner of this, you know, you won't like the spouse of this friend of yours. And then Aquarius, where does the new moon in Cancer happens in your case? In your case, it's in the 6th house. So the 6th house is connected with jobs, with your workday activities, with your routine, and with your health. So for some of you, Aquarius might have a new job, you know, a new place of employment. Others, you still are in the same place, in the same company, but there's some sort of new beginning connected in that company, in that job. Maybe you got promoted, maybe you have new assignments, maybe you have new chores, new responsibilities, maybe you have to train new people. So there's something new beginning around in your work environment. For others, it could be you have new colleagues, for instance, and you have to teach them, you have to train them, for instance. What else? It could be a new beginning in terms of your health. You might decide, I should get my health checked. So around this time, around the 24th of June, either you go to the doctor or you set up an appointment to do all sorts of exams, you know, or you decide to change your diet, the way you eat, for health reasons. Start practicing some sort of exercise, and whatever exercise you do something which is low impact and connected with water, or it's relaxing and somehow and soothing. So it could be gymnastics, or swimming. It could be Pilates, it could be yoga, something that really soothes your soul. Others, for stomach problems, you might have to change the way you eat. If there's any sort of issue with your breasts, you might also find that it will be very good for you in terms of your health if you change your diet. Okay, Aquarius? Now let's move on to the next sign, which is Pisces. Pisces. How will the month of June will be for you, Pisces? In your case, this full moon in Sagittarius, Pisces, where does it happen? In your, where are you? Oh, in your 10th house. So some of you might end a career, a profession, a job. Maybe you're getting retired. Some of you might be getting retired, Pisces, because of health reasons, health concerns. That might be the case. Others, it could be you will be, how do you say, you leave your job and profession for a while. It could be like for a year or less than that, but for a while, why? To take care of your health. It's not necessarily you retire, but for a while you won't be at your job. For others, it could be a boss that leaves, a boss, an authority figure connected with your profession or your job that leaves. It could be for health reasons, but it could be for deception, for like bad practices. It could even be for embezzlement. Maybe he or she leaves because they go to jail because they embezzled money or something like that. For others, it could be like a new boss. You have a new boss and you don't like this new boss. This boss might put into motion practices in your work. Whatever this new boss does, it will burden you with lots of responsibilities, and it will leave you exhausted. And you won't like this new boss. It could be a man or a woman, but you won't like him or her a lot. This could be like, for instance, it has nothing to do with you, Pisces, but like an authority figure in your life might retire. So a boss might leave because he or she is retiring, or it could be your mother or your father who's retiring. Others, it could be a change in your public image, but not a very good positive change. So maybe you get divorced, something like that, and people kind of will blame you, and you'll feel victimized, and they might be spreading lies about you. People that generally, the society in general, won't view you in a very positive way. So there's like a change in your public image. If you, for instance, decide to get married or get engaged with someone, people, I don't know, will not like your choices, I would say. And then, Pisces, for the new moon in Cancer, it's going to be a very positive new moon, and it speaks of new beginnings, and it's going to happen in your 5th house. So it's going to be very pleasant for you. For some of you, it could be a new love affair, a new romance, a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend that enters your life, and you're really happy with him or her. You just feel that you found your soulmate. For others, it could be you are having you find out that you're pregnant, or you find out that you are going to have a child, or you do have a child, you do have a baby. It could be your first child or a second child. For others, it could be something, new beginnings connected with the life of one of your kids, or connected with your daughter or son. So he or she, for instance, your daughter might have a kid herself, or she might have a boyfriend, or maybe your son might have a new job, might be accepted into university, might be starting school, or maybe one of your kids is doing something new, for instance, learning a new language, starting to play a new musical instrument, having new extracurricular activities, even stuff connected with computers, for instance, or communication somehow. Or it could be that you and your spouse or your partner just decide to have a nice romantic get together, like a few days for yourself in a romantic way. You could go in a tiny little trip, like a short trip with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or with your partner, and just enjoy yourselves. It could be something different. It could be like a 3-day weekend, something like that. But you might be spending a lot of money also because of that. And that's it. This is the astrological forecast that I have for all signs for June 2017. This is very general. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com, and I'd be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.